everybody, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the progression of the K20Z3 and what I have so far. I'm also going to share a lot of things with you guys, so let's get right into the video. Right, as you guys can see, everybody can see, we have the transmission bolted up with the engine. I did this off camera. Just didn't want to film. Had to use my engine hoist and just play around. As you can see, I have a dolly for both sides. It wasn't too hard, but obviously I did not record. Should have recorded it, but yeah, little stuff out right there that I want to share with you guys as well. I am in the process of installing the starter. As you guys can see, this is the starter that came with the Z3. As you guys can see, the different clip. I do have two over there. I believe one's an automatic one, and then the other one should be from a K20 Z4, which is an SI, and it has this plug right here, which I do not have for my sub harness. But yeah, right. So going back to the engine, I am thinking of just for right now running it without the AC and then introducing the AC later in time, just for cost and to get this show on the road. Not a big deal, but obviously we are going to AC. I do have my hybrid racing kit right there and a lot of the lines here that you have to retain when you're doing your case swap. It's gonna be a whole video on its own. I should be showing you guys on how to do that and just documenting it for you guys as well. But yeah, so we got that. Something that I wanted to share with you guys was dabbing on it for quite some time, probably hours and hours. We have here our Honda Element intermediate shaft. For some reason, when I try bolting it on the back here, it does not work, does not line up. The angle is completely off. So if it doesn't fit, don't force it. So that's what I learned. Do not force it. I'm not sure if this one right here, it is from an automatic. It looks very identical to an RSX, and I've looked up the part numbers are really identical. It's the same, and it's almost the same. It works. So what's the Honda Element, I believe from 03 to 06, 02 to 04 CRV, EP3, and RSX and RSX Type S are identical. But in this incident, in this case, I do not know if this one's probably from an automatic. That could be well. And then I even tried cutting off the tab here for the that little bracket, or that little cover, that cover that goes on it, but nothing. Still was unsuccessful. So I ended up getting a SI, which I've heard it works. I read, so crossing my fingers, praying everything works. I believe this is an 07 SI, so it's the same one from that goes with this engine. Intermediate shafts, to see if it helps with the angle and it fits perfectly. If not, I'm gonna have to probably get a known manual one from an RSX or RSX Type S or EP3 to see if it will work, because on my EG here we have an RSX Type S intermediate shaft and everything went well perfectly, and I don't have to force anything up, and it's bolted up to an ITR DC5 transmission, which is the same housing and casing as is. I believe this is, according to the code here, an RSX base 5-speed casing, and it is for all intents and purposes it is a 5-speed. I believe that's what I was told. I was told otherwise by who I bought it from, but I don't know, it kind of seems like it's a 5-speed, but it does have LSD, which is weird. I've never really seen a 5-speed LSD, but yeah, we got this. So let's bring a little bit of light on these budget K-swap mounts that I got. It's a little bit disappointing. I've read and I saw afterwards, a lot of people tend to have problems with that bracket right there, that bottom one. These one right here are pretty much on point, no complaints whatsoever. But from installing and looking, this one is a pain. So it sucks that it's a 130. That's how much I paid for this K-swap mount right here. But essentially, don't have all the bolts for it. The bolt that's supposed to go here, these threads are wrong. It does not bolt, so I had to drill it out completely, which was a pain. And I just found a bolt in my bend, and then just, you guys can see, with a nut, boom, got it there. Once I installed it here, which by the way, if you guys can see, has this lip right there that Hassport does not have it. This one has it, but I noticed, you guys can see, it is way off. Look at this space. I had to put washers, a whole bunch of washers, just to accommodate for the space, that big old gap that I left once you install bracket. Otherwise it'll be kind of like almost like this, sorry, kind of like that, and that's not right. So we're gonna try it like this. This is my little ghetto one right here. I'm about to take this crap off because it's not doing anything. I do not have a bolt short enough to to go in. When I got the transmission, for some reason the threads were completely obliterated, so I had to helicoil it, and they're not in the best shape. This one it is a little bit short, also not too much, but a little bit short, because it looks like they welded pieces to it because it broke. So I can't get this bolt all the way, but I have it there for right now. But you guys can see it is not going anywhere. This one's all the way locked in with all these washers to compensate for this spacing here, because these are short. Another defect that this has. Not really seen other people shed light on it. I've only read it in comments when I'm trying to, like, I think in Amazon I saw somebody complain about the same thing. But I'm gonna see if I can probably find this bolt a little bit shorter, so that way I can go all the way and not have all this bolt sticking out here, which is super ghetto and weird. But yeah, it's locked in here, and then locked in at the bottom ones. You guys can see. Let me give you guys a better angle right there. But yeah, that's what I had to do. Maybe in the future, if I can find a piece of steel pipe that I can add on and just measure it and have it, kind of like customized in there. But yeah, that's the only issue that I've seen with these budget K-swap mounts that I've purchased. Alright, so now I'm going to be installing the starter. You can see there, it's already mocked up in there. I have my 3/8 wrench with a 17mm long bolt here, and then it's already installed, but I have an extra one to show you guys. So the extra bolt, the other bolt that holds the starter onto the block, it is going to be a 14. So I'm dropping that. So let's get right into here. But we got done installing the starter. I put the engine back over there. We're gonna sort out the whole intermediate shaft issue that I am facing right now. I ordered one, like I said, on the way, a SI to be specific. So we're gonna be following up with that later on. But to finish off the video, I'm gonna be talking a little bit and showing you a little bit about my throttle body, and let me take that in full set. So as you guys seen in my previous videos, we did get an eBay budget, super budget 72mm throttle body, as you guys can see right here. I don't know, it looks pretty promising. It looks like a little sheet material, but hey, nonetheless, it looks pretty promising. It does close all the way. You could adjust, you could adjust the idler right there as well. As you can see, no gaps or anything. I did install my RSX base IAC. I did wind up opening it, cleaning it up, and it's not as smooth as the one that I got for the EG from Amazon. That worked out beautifully. I noticed when I started calibrating it, I noticed a little bit of the little flaws. This one quite didn't settle to the parameters that I set on K-Pro versus the one from Amazon, which was spot on. So I can tell it has a Hell's Ear. I don't know, it has like a little variance or something, but this one nonetheless, it does work. You just have to be a little bit more patient with it, but it does work. So to keep the costs down, even though they're not that expensive, the ones that they have on Amazon, I think I see them for like 25, 30 bucks or so. But I already own this one, so I'm going to use it. If not, in the future, if I do run into any issues, I'll just replace it. But for right now, I'm going to try and just run what I have. Right, so off camera, I went ahead and put a thin layer of Honda Bond. Sorry, a little thin layer of Honda Bond around. I just, threaded these tight, and then I waited maybe like 2 days or so, and then I just went ahead and fully bolted them on. That way it's all pure and perfectly fine. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm excited for this. Can't wait to install this and try it out. The only bad issue that I'm a little bit annoyed, this 72mm does not have any ports or anything like that for any of the emission stuff that I wanted to dab a little bit with the Integra, kind of to make it more emission compliant and stuff like that, but that's fine. I was thinking of maybe, as you guys can see somewhere here, picking up a 70mm one for a K-series as well. Who knows, maybe I might throw that one in the future, or maybe just run that instead of this one. But I do have another K20 Z3 there, or a K24 that I'm about to finish off, so I do have a spare one for those. Alright, so I also noticed when I got the eBay one, I don't think I have it here accessible, but the thermal gasket, it's kind of cheap, so luckily I had a spare one saved up from my K2 throttle body that I'm running on the EG, because I didn't end up using, I just ended up using the stock paper ones that it comes with. But yeah, I do have this one just in case, so I hope no leak. I've never used these ones before. Now we're gonna have to get the paper one. Also, I had to switch around because the bolts that came, the original bolts that came with these are a little bit too short, so I luckily had these longer ones so I can go right through them. Also, for the RBC, I ended up removing the studs off camera. I did my best to clean it out a little bit, you know. Just spray some degreaser, and you know, with my pressure gun hose gun, and then you know, I cleaned it out as best as can, so that way it does look a little bit better. Got all of that gunk inside of it, but yeah, this is the one that I'm going to be running as well, and we're going to be test fitting it, kind of like test mocking it here for the video. Close it up for you guys. All right, so I had to re-thread a lot of my holes, given them, I guess, when I was taking the studs out. Some of the threads kind of like got a little bit damaged, so this is one that I had to do, and then this is another one that I had to do. These, for some reason, were still intact. So as you can see, maybe it's hard to see there, but a little bit of little aluminum pieces, shreds in there. So I'm gonna have to eventually rinse this out again with water, make sure there's no metal or shavings in there as well. So let's try that again, and let's mock it up again. So the gloves are definitely coming off. Try this again. Not gonna lie, this has proven to be really annoying. Much better now that I re-threaded with the bolt holes. I'll need to go in way better with ease. Quick little mock-up, so let's take a, there you guys go. This is what it's going to be looking like. I hope that thermal gasket does seal up and doesn't leak. I've never used one for the throttle body. I'm not tighten all the way, as you guys can see. Look at the clearance that we got here. It's beautiful. See right there, I do have the TPS. There's a block CPS. I hope I have no issues with the clearance on this. I know with the EG we had some clearance issue with the fan. You guys can see there. Maybe it's hard to see. Let me see if I can turn the flash. Helps a little bit with the flash, but as you guys can see, I do have a rotational plate, and it's actually facing that way instead of here because it was touching the radiator fan. So I hope I do not run into that issue, being that I do not need a adapter. And it just bolts up directly to the actual intake manifold. But that's going to conclude the video. Summarizing everything in conclusion. So I show you guys the engine and how it's made it now into transmission. We have success there. I am missing a couple bolts. We have to figure out the intermediate shaft issue, which I believe the element that I have one might be an automatic one, and that's the reasoning why, because of the angle. That's what I'm going with. If not, we do have one on the way, a SI one, sorry, on the way. If not, if that one doesn't work, then we're gonna have to dive a little bit into the manual RSX EP3 CRV or RSX Type S. That was a mouthful, but yeah. Something else that we also got to cover, the sorry for my language, engine mounts that we got there, the budget ones. You guys can see both of the side ones, post mount one, the transmission one works perfectly fine. They look perfectly fine. Given that I had bad threads on that transmission. But the back bracket, that's the worst one. As you guys saw, the gap and how it's poorly made. So if you do buy that one, that's the issue that you're gonna have to overcome. I'm not sure why a lot of people that I've seen that done reviews on them, for some reason they do not shed light on them. It just could be that I got a bad batch, or it could be that the ones that they got are completely different. So that could be just that brand itself from eBay that I got. Also, I did show you guys a little bit of a mock-up on the RDC intake manifold with the 72 millimeter, budget eBay throttle body that I got. You know, show you guys IAC I'm running, and then sorry for all the delay, which I had to re-thread the bolts because for some reason when I took the studs out, it might have damaged a little bit. But yeah, that's just a little quick mock-up for you guys. I do have to rinse it out with water. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. That's going to conclude the video. Comment, like, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.